Well, that's one thing that the venue have got wrong anyway. They got the song wrong. Should have been Yellow by Coldplay. But then again, there's only one man wearing a great dose of yellow, and that's Dave Chisnall. Just on the trim for Scott today. The yellow shoes have stayed at home, but he's got yellow socks on, and he's got the yellow flights. But who's going to win this best of 11 match to go through to the last 16 to play against Joe Cullen or Kim Huybrechts? Could be a really, really good, high-scoring game, this one. But what you're looking at with Dave Chisnall, after we spoke about him yesterday, he is the most likely to find a maximum per leg of anybody in this tournament. So maybe that will carry him to success. And maybe, just maybe, Chris Murphy, is Chisnall inspired by Michael Smith winning last week? Could it be Dave's weekend? What a year it could be! Could they both do it in the same season? I sincerely hope so.
Well, he's had a longer wait than Michael Smith, hasn't he? And he once was the Michael Smith of world darts, a man who everybody said would be the next
82
to win a big major title. And he kept running into Phil Taylor and Michael van Gerwen in finals and getting walloped. And Scott Williams may wallop him here if he carries on like that. What a start that is.
Well, let's face it. We've talked about Dave being the biggest 180 hitter in this tournament. Williams is the best player in this tournament without a tour card.
Yeah, just going back to the point about Chizzy as well, I think, you know,
58.
the signs are there this year. There's no guarantee of any player ever getting it. But he did end a rather lengthy title drought, didn't he, by winning a European Tour event.
And then he backed it up pretty soon after. So if you're going to win in clumps, I sincerely hope this weekend's very clumpy for you, Dave. Because
57.
imagine if you could win a European Tour event, a floor event, and a major in a matter of 3 months. That would be a pretty profitable time.
Isn't he an old practice partner of yours, Dave Chisnall?
Yeah, we used to play on Tuesday afternoons at the Gordon Club in Morecambe.
What was that
Thoroughly
like?
enjoyable times.
How good was he in practice?
Unbeatable.
174.
Absolutely unbeatable.
Well, we might see a case of that here, because in this leg, Scott Williams has hit a 180 and a 174. And Chisnall nearly won it.
Scott, you require 32.
I'll tell you a little Dave Chisnall story in a second.
Game shot on the first leg.
Well, in exactly 5 seconds, because Williams taken that first leg against the throw. Have I ever told you the time when we went to the Gordon Club on a Tuesday? It was springtime 2011.
No, I've not heard the springtime 2011 story.
So I've got into the club. We've started doing a few practice games, and we decided to take a break after about 2 hours. So anyway, a police officer walks into the club and walks right up to my face and said, "Excuse me, sir, I'm going to have to take you outside." Why is that? Someone fitting your description has been seen walking the streets with something like sharp objects or something like that. And I'm absolutely terrified, thinking, what's going on here? So anyway, the police officer starts to put the cuffs on me, and I look over my shoulder. Chisnall's in hysterics. I'm thinking, what's going on here?
133.
It was only Dave Chisnall's best mate, and it was a practical joke.
Well, Williams quite handy with his sharp objects so far in this match.
180.
Little salute from Chizzy there in appreciation for his maximum, but it's only left 161, and Williams needs another. Oh, just a single would have given him a dart at the bullseye.
You didn't get a word there, you got a sound effect. Well, Chisnall now
94.
is looking for a 3-4-1 in 6 just to take the leg. And it's on. He's been so close. But Williams is finding himself in great positions in this match so far.
To double his lead. Double eight. Double eight. And it goes. Williams has the advantage. A break in leg 1, a hold in leg 2. And he's really taking this game to Dave Chisnall. Both players have won
96.
2 events this year. Mentioned that Chizzy has also won on the Euro Tour. He actually hit a 9-darter in that tournament as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
140.
It was a particularly nice weekend in Belgium. A great tournament, full of highlights. And it had a great winner.
140.
You couldn't ask for more than what we got in Belgium this year. It was one of the best European tours for me the last 10 years. For me, it was the best European tour of the season.
180.
Luke Humphries won 4 European tours, and he's won this afternoon 6-4 to the number 2 seed against Mike De Decker.
171.
Well, that's 4 from Dave Chisnall. Absolutely beautiful visit.
Well, this is what he's having to do just to get a look at a finish. He hit a 180 to leave 161 in the previous leg. He's hit a 171 to leave 94 here. And every time you look at Chisnall's score, you know that Williams is around him.
25.
Yeah, not on this occasion,
Danger
because he'd
required
left himself in a
94.
bit of trouble there. And it might be flip reverse, the scenario. Does he go double-double? I don't think he will. Not with Williams on 156.
No score.
But he's ended up busting
Scott
94.
156.
Oh dear, Dave.
Oh dear, Dave. Oh dear. Oh, what's that?
Scott Williams.
What a shot from Williams.
Fourth leg, it's Scott to throw first.
That's a real slobber knocker of a finish. Chisnall is left bereft at the back of the stage for 2 reasons. The big hit
57.
and the bust shot that preceded it.
Well, this is a sensational showdown. Let me tell you this. Dave Chisnall is averaging 105.31. He's 3-0 behind
81.
to a man in Scott Williams who went into this leg averaging 112.
Yeah, he's got levels. I'd like to say the man... Oh,
80.
Samurai!
Is that an example of the moulded flight situation we spoke about earlier on, that how harshly they can bounce off each other?
45.
I don't want to throw you under the bus, but no, because he's not using them.
I was just asking you a question. But the plastic flights.
Yeah, actually, yes. And when you consider
125.
the barrel that Scott is using, because it's quite wide in the middle, when it's a pencil style or a cylindrical barrel like this that Dave's
25.
got, there's less chance of those kinds of deflections because it doesn't angle out and angle in like Scott's do. Look at the middle part of that barrel. That's very, very big. If that hits a
23.
flight, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why he's got to cancel it out with those very long points.
Yeah, does use durable flights. Chisnall is the one using the sort of one piece.
But just to
140.
use your point in a very different context, Dave chose to go to these flights about a year ago, and is it an accident that he's back in the winner's
100.
circle? I don't think so. It's all about what works for you.
Well, needs to get something working to an even better level in this match. He's been there or thereabouts in every leg, Dave Chisnall, but he's only had 2 darts at double. Williams weighed in with a 156 to win the last leg. Now he wants a 116. This time he doesn't get a go, and Chisnall will get at least 1 more dart
56.
at the outer ring.
Well, he
Danger
should.
requires 76.
I didn't think he was going to bust 94. Well, surely he's not going to bust this. I think he's going to hit it.
36. Scott, you
What an
require
opportunity
60.
now for Scott Williams. This for a 4-leg lead.
Oh.
What's he doing?
I think that one's just been fired out the cannon. Ironically, now he's got a marker,
20.
but it wasn't close enough.
Dave, you require 40.
We've seen some massive misses. Missed the board entirely there. Chisnall bust. Hitting 16 when going for double 8 earlier on. Now he must hit double 5 surely.
30.
And he hasn't.
Scott, you require 40.
Is Chizzy feeling the effects of what happened in the first couple of legs of this match?
Game shot.
Because
on the
Williams,
fourth leg.
believe it or not, is
Scott
4-0 up.
Fifth leg, it's Dave
Got to
to
say, I
throw
didn't see this
first.
coming.
Game on.
I thought this was going to be a really good, tight game. That ultimately, I thought maybe Chisnall would edge. But Williams, to his credit, he came out of the traps like a prize greyhound.
Let me tell you as well, the winner of this match in the last 16 this evening would play either Joe
60.
Cullen or Kim Hybritz.
Great section of the draw, isn't it? Humphreys takes on Ratajski. And in the bottom half of section 3, it's these guys,
44.
Cullen and Hybritz. And Kim yesterday, what a performance that was against RVB. I mean, it's not as if Raymond played poorly, averaging 95. He's played
100.
superbly the last few weeks. But Hybritz averaging over 100 on the main stage. I don't think anybody predicted that.
Yeah, Cullen got the better of Roby John Rodriguez in a game that had a little bit of controversy in it.
93.
Well, if I were Dave right now,
52.
19's first on 233. But he's not going to go that route. The reason I say that is because if you get a 133 downstairs, you leave a 2-darter.
97.
171 leaves you something a lot smaller, of course. But you get 2 single 19s, then the 25 and bull comes into play to leave the finish. That's something that, say, a Dimitri
58.
Vandenberg would do,
Dave
who
require
I put
136.
right in the top 1% of counters.
Well, for once, Dave has got daylight here. But don't
100.
forget, he has already squandered dart after dart at double. He's missed. Already in the match. 6 darts. And has had no
96.
success.
Dave
The
require
averages have
36.
tumbled. Williams is at 90, Chisnall at 93.
Game shot.
But he's finally got his first leg of the match. He's got something to build on.
Sick leg. It's Scott to throw first. Game on.
Noppert and Wade is underway on the main stage. Following that will be
96.
Michael Van Gerwen and Cameron Menzies. Menzies who got the better of Josh Rock yesterday.
I so wish we had that game. Menzies against Van Gerwen has got so much potential
140.
for craziness. Whereas this one's just calming down. It's a bit like
58.
a really good bolognese. You put it on the boil at the start and it's just starting to simmer now, and by the end of it you've got a beautiful product.
I've met once before this pair and it went Chizzy's way, but only 6-5 at a
121.
Players' Championship event in Barnsley earlier this season.
We do see a lot of Barnsley.
180.
We see a lot of those from him. In fact, he's rattled in now 4 of them in this match.
100. Scott, you require 167.
To re-establish that 4-leg cushion.
95. Dave, you require 140.
Dare I say, you might need to get this. That's a lovely second dart.
100. Scott, you require 72.
These are the kind of shots that change games. 1 dart, double 16.
Game shot.
Beautifully done. And I'll tell you one thing. At
Seventh
no
leg, stays
point
to throw
did
first.
Scott Williams
Game
think
on.
about going for a treble. He said, I want 1 dart at double 16. So he went for 2 singles.
96.
Think of that what you will, but I admire it.
And he's almost there.
Do you want to know why he might have done it that way? Because he wants double 16. He doesn't want double 6. He doesn't want to be stuck on double 3. He'd rather have 1 dart at double 16 than 2 darts elsewhere.
95.
This is a stunning performance now from Scott Williams. He's hit 5 180s, including 1 to kick off what he hopes is the last leg. What he hopes is the best leg.
180.
What he hopes is the perfect leg.
He might be about to hit a 9 against Mr. 9.
81.
Scott Williams,
Scott, you require 141.
one of the greatest showmen in this sport, one of the greatest throwmen. But he cannot complete this super success in the most stylish possible way.
I would have gone that route as well.
30.
I like the 51 route on the 141.
But hey, how to win friends and influence people, eh?
Yeah, just get perfect legs.
140.
But how to get to the last 16
Scott,
against
you
a
require
brilliant
111.
opponent. Hit a 111 checkout. But he didn't get anywhere close to it.
51.
On the 9 darter.
require 89.
He was basically at the checkered flag. Can Chisnall puncture his progress? He can.
Shot on the 7th leg.
What did you ask me about Dave in practice again? You can hit 2 180s against him and he can still beat you.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, Scott, just try again.
I'll tell you what, Scott, why don't you get 3 180s in this leg and see how that does for you? He's got 3 in the last 2 legs.
He's 7 in the match. So
Before
wonderful Williams.
anybody tweets me, Murph, I know that 3 180s is 540. It was a joke.
Well, it's an excellent response to having lost that fabulous attempt, and this time it's on throw. 180, 140, but here comes Chizzy.
He just can't get rid of him. This game is turning into something quite incredible all of a sudden.
Extend the format, make it best of 21.
57.
Here he goes, 171. Typical Chisnall.
Scott, you require
Well. Is a comeback brewing, or can Williams win? Oh my word, he's not even tried to go for the treble, but he still missed a big number and not got himself a dart at the bull.
I'll tell you why he's done that. Because of what Dave's done. If he was on 116, I guarantee he doesn't miss that single. But because Chisnall's been incredible here, that's why we might be 5-3. And we are. What a game this is turning out to be. I thought it was done and dusted.
It's some watch, this. It is some watch. The style, the swagger, the drama.
The scoring prowess of both players over the last couple of legs has been borderline level 11 in a level 10 game.
Well, 9 maximums, of which Scott Williams has hit the lion's share by some distance. He's also taken out 156, but the 89 checkout from Dave Chisnall might be regarded in many ways as a bigger finish.
140.
I'll say one thing, if Chisnall gets out of this with a win, it's a bit like digging himself out of a hole with a wooden spoon.
Well, that last leg for Chizzy included a 180 and a 171 back-to-back. He went out in 11 darts.
And he's in the zone right now. He's leaving small numbers after 9 darts every time.
His average is way in excess of 100 now.
47.
15. Goes 7 for tops. Of course he takes it out. Well, there are great escapes, and then there are great escapes. Is Dave Chisnall about to pull off one of the greatest?
100.
If anybody was to argue with me, now I know he's 5-4 behind, but I'm going to beat the drum of Chisnall and say this once and for all. He's the best player I've ever seen
125.
who has not been a champion of the world. It's frightening what he can do.
104 the average for Dave Chisnall right now. It's a spellbinding section of this match. Just don't forget,
100.
Scott Williams was on a 9 darter to win the match. He then went 180, 140 on throw.
60.
It's almost as if this has been a boxing fight. And Williams is just... He's tried to find the knockout blow, but the impeccable head movement of Chisnall means that he's not being hit.
Well, he should have had a match start, shouldn't he, at the bullseye, but missed a big number. But you put that down to what Chisnall had thrown at him.
Absolutely.
8. Oh, not quite. And Chizzy has... He'll think 6 darts here. But maybe, just maybe, there's another tremendous twist
96.
in this terrific tungsten tail.
144.
Not to be. We might be going the distance. I didn't think I'd be saying that in this match. And the way Chisnall's doubled in the last few legs, This should be taken.
Scott Williams led this match 4-0. He led it 5-1.
No score.
And there is the twist.
Scott, you require 52.
Williams gets his chance. And takes his chance.
And the match.
What a game. We just need a few seconds to surmise that one. It started incredibly. It just got better. And in the yellow derby, it is won by Scott Williams. He goes into the last 16 without his tour card, but he's going to have one next season. Dave Chisnall leaves us with a bit of a bang. We've only got one more game for you this afternoon. I hasten to say it might not be as good as that, but I hope you can stay with us anyway. For Jamie Hughes against Ryan Searle.